Hey everyone, welcome to Redmen TV player rankings time. I'm Ste. Over at the board. I have got Jamie Cranford, and we are going to rank the Liverpool players after the 3-2 defeat at Brentford. I say we are. You guys have done it on social media, and we're going to follow your lead on that regard. It's another tough one for Liverpool to take. Let's just be honest with you. So if you've never seen this show or this format before, very quickly how it works out. We asked you guys on social media to rank the Liverpool players. Boss is if they were the best, then it was sound, then it was decent, and then you're messing, which is basically absolute bobbins, which at the moment in time, plenty of the Reds are, unfortunately, as they've lost their 4 consecutive league games on the run. Obviously, 5 losses now in all comps out the last 6. It's a really tough watch, unfortunately. And I think maybe some of these rankings might reflect that. Jamie, we're going to start with the goalkeeper then. Obviously, Giorgi Mamardashvili. 59.9% of the viewers and social media users put him as your messing. So do you want to put the big goalie in your messing?
There he goes.
There he goes.
I feel like Carol Vorderman.
Right in there, Jay. Why do you think he was voted in your messing, and would you agree with that ranking? He made a couple of good saves, but a couple of times maybe he could have done a little bit better, I guess.
I think the biggest issue with him was that second goal. We talked about it on the watch along there. We're so used to Allison. Look, Alisson's probably the best goalkeeper that we've all seen in our lives as Liverpool supporters. Allison is so quick off his line. He gives the strikers no time to think. They have to really, put a really good finish past him. Mamardashvili, I counted, it was Sharda. He had 4 touches. He's bearing down on goal. Mamardashvili, he's backing off. And then even when the save is made, he's kind of going, do you want to go left? Do you want to go right? Sharda has all the time in the world to pick his spot. It's still, even despite that, not a fantastically emphatic finish. Mamardashvili gets a little bit of a touch on it, and it kind of bobbles in. In his defence, he made some good saves. He made a great kind of leaping save to his left at one stage, but I found that goal a little bit troubling, I have to say, to give somebody that amount of time on the ball. He didn't, I was saying to you before, if you come out, if you narrow the angle to him, tell him, look, you've got to dribble past me, you've got to go round me, you've got to put it through my legs, you've got to do something clever. He didn't do any of that. So, whilst he did make some decent saves, I can see why our viewers have voted him as your messing, absolutely.
I've got some stats on his use of the ball as well, Jay, and I think maybe this slides a little bit or shows a little bit on it. And again, some of this is to do with how good Liverpool, how well Brentford defended things, but it says accurate passes 28 to 48, only 58%. Long ball accuracy 6 of 25. He has a couple of moments where the ball just goes out to play. Later on, he gives that throw in away. And with he makes a good save from Damsgaard from the edge of the box. I think most goalkeepers of a level would be expecting to see. He sees that a lot. I think would be expected to save. It's a good save. The one-on-one from Thiago is probably the best of them, where he does get out to the ball a bit quicker. And with you on the Sharda goal, that's the very concerning thing to me is that he goes back towards his own goal. At best, you stay still. At worst, you go towards the ball. I think he makes it easy for him, and he gives Ibo Konate no chance. If you make Sharda have to go around you, you might give Konate a chance, just a chance of maybe getting behind you and blocking something or making a challenge or whatever. I found that very concerning from him. And listen, he wasn't the worst of Liverpool's issues there, I'm sure, as the show goes on. You guys watching on YouTube, the full show will be over on Redmen Plus later. We'll go for everyone. For everyone, for now, though, he wasn't the worst problem. But for me, I agree. I think it's just different. What I would say, Jamie, I'll throw it back to you, and I said this on my reaction video, so I'll frame it this way for you. Without Allison, and again, I am not disrespecting Giorgi Mamardashvili in any way. He's a good level goalkeeper. He just isn't Alisson Becker, best in the world. I think if Mamardashvili was in goal for the whole season, Liverpool would probably be even lower down the table. I think it shines a spotlight on just how good Allison is and how important he is to us and the way we play. I find it hard, Jay, that if we're a team who plays a high line, if we've got a goalkeeper who's not comfortable coming and sweeping out behind it, I find that really hard to get my head around. And would you agree with that one? If Mamardashvili had been in the whole season, Liverpool may be worse off.
I mean, by virtue of the fact that Allison, I think we all think Alisson's the best in the world. As I said before, he's certainly the best that we've seen in our lifetimes. You would probably expect there to be some fall off, but then you look at the guy who's on the other end of the pitch, Kevin Keller, who we sold. I can see why we sold him because, he doesn't want to warm the bench for the rest of his career at Liverpool. But he, in the brief, the kind of limited sample size that we've seen, Mamardashvili, Keller seems to me to be a better direct replacement for Allison. His speed off his line, his use of the ball with his feet, stuff like that. I mean, it's a tricky one for Mamardashvili, isn't it? Because, he's come in, he probably wasn't expecting to play as much. He's got to get used to his new teammate. I still feel sorry for him. The amount of balls he's getting on his right foot, he's left-footed. I think that's been, feels like a massive oversight, but he keeps getting these hospital passes on his right foot and he can't do much with him. Yeah, I agree with him on his use of the ball. There was the one he put out for the throw, and that's one where you just, you're really putting your head in your hands. He gave away the throw-in, him and Bradley between them gave away the throw-in for Brentford's first. I actually thought he kind of plays a little dinked pass to Bradley. I thought that was more on Bradley because Bradley couldn't quite get it under control. I think he's wanting to use the ball properly there. He doesn't come out and just think, I'm just going to boot this into touch. He tries to play a little pass to Bradley. Bradley ends up miscontrolling it. It goes out. We end up conceding the goal. So yeah, as you said, I don't think he's the big issue. I don't think he's the sole reason why Liverpool lost that game. I think, unfortunately, it's far more systematic than that. But you're just hoping to God that Allison can get back sooner rather than later because there's that commanding presence, that experience that he's got. Him and Van Dijk and Konate have played that many games between them as that, the goalkeeper and the central defensive pairing. Yeah, at the moment, he's obviously not the main reason why we're losing these games, but you just want Allison back as soon as possible, I think.
No, mate, absolutely. Yeah, if they can do that, the sooner they can do that, the better. It's again, which you guys voted, and we're just saying we tend to agree. Really, and he did make some good saves. It's worth mentioning. I saw Lewis Steele of the male friend of the show say, he's one of the only players who can walk out with the head held high. I didn't see it that way, to be honest with you. He made a couple of good saves, but I still think on the goal he absolutely could do better. And I think also, Jay, to round it up, and we've mentioned about the throw-in stuff, I think those two early kicks, especially the first ones in the first few minutes, it creates a sense of nervousness, I think. Giving them that long throw a couple of times straight away. And I think the second one, maybe Conor Bradley could do better. The first one, that Liverpool clear eventually, it is from him. I feel a bit sorry for him because he's clearly come into a team devoid of confidence who conceded loads of chances. He's made two big saves there, like really good. One in particular is a very good one. Obviously, Liverpool have conceded the penalty. And yet, even though he's made those saves, Liverpool have still conceded 3 goals. It isn't easy at this moment in time, I don't think, to be the goalkeeper for Liverpool. And that's why someone like Allison, because we just know the level, obviously we'd be better. That's why we asked the question. But would you agree with that one? Like, Liverpool aren't making it easy for this guy either. But also he's maybe not at times not making it easy for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole kind of structural performance is not making it easy for him. But also, I think some of his decision making, I feel like at points with the ball, he can't do right for doing wrong. Where sometimes they go short. One of the centre backs would pass it short to him, and then Brentford were pressing really high, and we didn't look like we could play through them. They were getting at us. They were pressing us high. We were ending up giving balls out for throw-ins, and then they'd have another one of those long throw-ins. So we're trying the short game. That's not working. Then there's other times he's booting it long, and then one of their big centre-halves is just coming up and easily winning it against, there was some points where Salah's trying to win a header against a bloke who's 6'4", and that's never going to happen. Ekitike is a tall guy, but he's trying to win these flick-ons. So it just seemed like, you mentioned with Mamardashvili's stats there, his passing accuracy. It just seemed like there were times when I thought, I don't really want another short ball here because they've been pressing us quite well, and it looks like there's nervousness throughout the back four, and he'd play it short. And then there's other times when he'd play it long, and then we'd lose the ball anyway, and then they'd then be on the attack. So Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I don't know if we're going in a bit hard on him, but I think he's obviously not the root cause, but he's one of the many symptoms of what was a really depressing day at the office for Liverpool today, and a depressing watch for all Liverpool fans.
No, you're not wrong, mate. You're absolutely right. That was a clip from the Player Ranking Show. If you'd like to check out the show in full in either video or podcast form, simply head to redmenplus.com.